Hey, this is Trevor.
I'm Brett.
And we're going to show you two awesome suspension options for the front end of your classic Mopar. All right, so you may or may not know that the factory classic Mopars came with a torsion bar style front suspension system. And there was certainly some uniqueness there to that front end and had a lot to be desired in some ways or another. The torsion bar acts as a spring, and instead of compressing like a coil spring would, it twists, and then you have the same shock absorber as well, absorbing the spring dampening, but the main function of it left a lot to be desired. So we can make a lot of improvements both in terms of the torsion bar front ends for your classic Mopar, or if you really want to go all out, we do have a full conversion system. Today we're going to cover the specifics and details of both of them and considerations for why you'd want to choose one or the other.
As Trevor spoke about, the original Mopar suspension could only go so far. If you're the kind of person who's going to put some serious power to your vehicle, you want 21st century handling and steering and braking, ride quality, ride height adjustability, we want to look at coilovers.
All right, Brett, so you've got a 66 Charger and you had the opportunity to drive that car when you got it with the factory torsion bar front end, but you also had the opportunity to upgrade to the QA1 coilover front end conversion, and we know there's a lot of benefits to that system, but yeah, why don't you highlight some of the details of that coilover conversion front end?
I'll be happy to. It really transformed the way my vehicle rides and handles and stops. Just overall control, I'm confident in the car, whereas I wasn't before and I wanted to be. So what it did was completely replace the front end of my vehicle with tubular upper and lower control arms. I went with the optional front sway bar. I got the rack and pinion steering that comes standard with the kit. And probably one of the things that I was most surprised at was the different geometries and what this updated Mustang 2 front spindle did for my brake options.
Yeah, quite a night and day improvement there. So we've got interchangeable engine mounts as well, which certainly help with the engine swaps. You can run Gen 3 Hemi, Gen 2 Hemi, big block and small block. And as we know, pulling those torsion bars out of the engine bay certainly allows for a lot more header clearance, as well as getting rid of that factory steering box, frees that up. So QA1 does offer some great components that can be paired with your factory torsion bar front ends, but also offer you some great upgrades in terms of handling and overall driving performance. The nice thing about the torsion bar components as well is that you can put them in piece by piece and make upgrades in intervals, unlike the coilover front end, which you'd have to do all at one time. So for the torsion bar front ends, we've got a tubular K-member, we've got solid mounted strut rods, we've got tubular lower and upper control arms, as well as upgraded shock options and optional sway bars for most applications as well. All these components do a really good job of pairing with the factory torsion bars, but also improving the handling and driving characteristics and ride quality as well of that torsion bar front end. So it's a great upgrade if you're looking to keep your torsion bars in place. Some considerations to make here would be that you're still going to need the factory steering gearbox, as well as factory style engine mounts. So less flexibility in terms of engine swaps here. The great thing is both these components, both these front end systems are completely reversible. So like on your Charger, if you ever wanted to return that to stock, you can pull that full kit out, put all the components back in and keep it more original. So a lot of great options there that require no cutting, no fabricating, and no welding.
All right, as for benefits, if you're going to be doing pro touring, if you're going to be doing drag racing, serious power, stay on this side of the display and go for the coilovers. Adjustable ride height, big wheel, big brake options, big exhaust, you're going to be on this side of the display. If you're looking for a more traditional setup and you want some adjustability and improvements over your existing ride height and braking and handling from what you originally had on the car, torsion bars are still in and they're great. But if you're going to be doing big brakes, big power, and big handling, you want to look at the coilover side. And don't forget, it's all made in Minnesota, USA.
We hope we could show you that we've got just about anything you need for your classic Mopar build. If you got any questions, reach out to our tech line or any of our social media pages, and thanks for joining us.